all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Back on the Bossman Show, friend of the show, Shantay Legans. Eastern Washington Eagles out of the Big Sky Conference, 10-4 right now, and right on the hills of Montana, and the Grizz up there. What's good, Coach? How's life out there in Washington, man?
So far, man, weather's good. Sun's out. Just getting home a little bit ago from work, getting ready to go pick up my kids, and then get down to some film, getting some stuff ready for this upcoming 2 games we got, man.
Yeah, Coach, we talked to you in December about during non-con. You were telling us about how your teams are improving, they're playing well, you're getting the guys to gel together. So from December to now, Coach, tell us about how good your teams came together, as you kind of mentioned in December, and how you guys are playing well for you right there in Big Sky play.
Well, they're playing good. The only teams we've lost to was Montana and the 10th and the 11th place teams. So we've lost 4 times in the league. You could always be better. But the guys are playing hard. They're playing smart, a couple letdowns against some of those teams, but we just got to make sure we stay on point, and we just got to keep getting ready for March. We're one big league, and so, you just got to be playing your best basketball when March comes around. You got to be hottest and you got to be healthy come that time. And I feel like my team's gotten much better since December, obviously. We had a pretty good preseason. Right now we're doing a pretty good job playing on the road, and we're doing some good things. Some players are starting to come out of the woodworks that you weren't expected early. Obviously, you have your guys that you were, but the fun part of the season is you get to see some of those young guys and some of the guys that were kind of like, oh, they're going to be okay. They start stepping up and making some plays for you. And you start relying on some guys a little bit more than you thought you would in December. So it changes. It changes from preseason to season to beginning of the season to the regular season, and then towards the the end of the season, you start seeing some guys really step up, and you're going to get their number called a lot more times than they did early. So you see a team maturing, and you see a team just getting better, and so that's the best part about that. So we've gotten better since December.
And I know for you, player development is very key for you. So I know that in practice you're developing your guys on and off the court and film sessions as well with assistant coaches, getting them up shots. So
yeah,
talk about that piece of it, the in-season development, because a lot of coaches some dismiss it, but I feel like you have to develop every day. It's not just off-season. You do it every day. It's a development part of the whole thing, no matter what we do.
Well, yeah, here, I do it. I don't know if I do it a lot different than a lot of coaches, but we practice about an hour and 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, depending on what you're trying to do. But I just don't feel that you can get that much out of it. You can sit in the gym for 2 or 3 or 4 hours with your team and just go over some stuff that they're just going to forget about, or you can, get them in there an hour 15, keep it really competitive, keep guys fresh, but then also get some individual work in, some group work, some film, and still give the guys, a college life. We get in there and we practice around, we get in there, lift weights around 8:30. They get out around 9:30. We'll watch film. Then we'll practice it like around 10 o'clock to around 11:15, 11:30. And then those guys really pretty much get out for the rest of the day unless they want to come out and watch more film or they want to get some extra workouts in. And we do a good job, I feel, as coaches, as really getting these guys in better shape, but also they get to work on their game throughout the season. Obviously you want to add stuff to your game in the summer and springtime, but during the season, I think we do a pretty good job of, repping and getting guys to understand what we're trying to do during the season, what they need to be working on. And so, you get all your, all the guys now have workout guys and they go home for the summer and they got people they work with and all that. But, I feel that you can get your team better, just individually better, just player by player, and that helps the team, obviously, and it helps their confidence out. And I just feel like if you can keep getting those guys better throughout the season, it really shows throughout the season, because guys, all of a sudden you have some younger guys playing really well, and you can tell who's getting work in and who's not. And so that really helps too. And so you get a bunch of guys that love basketball and love hoops. They start working out during the year a lot. We have a young coaching staff that likes to get out in the gym and work out, and they love the game just as much as the players do, and we're all in it together. And I think everybody buys into what we're selling as a program. And so if you can get that going and you get some guys in there working hard, then everyone else follows suit and it makes life easy.
And speak about the maintenance piece of the strength conditioning program and the nutrition piece and the sleep piece, because I feel like what you're doing is great, because the Hawks here practice for an hour, 20 minutes, and that's it. And it's just 80 minutes on the clock, straight through, and it's you do your thing. It's not I'm trying to kill you like a Tom Thibodeau would or Pat Riley would through our practices. So that don't really work no more. So I'll talk about how the evolution of the load management, trying to maintain guys' bodies, maintain their shape, not kill a guy, make sure they still have some left for you in this key point of the season, which is March here in late February into March and March Madness, because you need them to play at their peak right now, for sure.
Exactly. And so, but for us, it's more of an attention thing for me. It's more of a guys keeping their attention for that longer period of time. I think these young men, they got their bodies in shape, they got these weights and everything like that. I think it's more of an attention thing where, they don't pay attention. They're just not. They're going half. They're going half. Than what they should go. They're going to sprain an ankle. They're going to hit a knee or something. And you want guys to be fresh. You want guys to be healthy. And it's a real fine line, because some coaches, and there's some really good coaches, Hall of Fame coaches that practice 2.5, 3 hours. And it's just like, for me, it's just, I can't keep my attention that long. And so when you're looking at it, you want your guys to stay focused, stay sharp, and understand what you're doing, and take all the information in that you're giving them and make sure they can apply it the next day, or they can apply it towards the game plan. And so, I feel like some of the young men of today's, their nature is not to keep an attention span that little. They usually lose their attention as the practice starts going on, and you can see that, and then you get frustrated, and then there's other things that can happen. If you keep it fresh, if you keep it moving, if you can keep those guys really – attentive and understanding what you're trying to do, and it's competitive for that hour and 15, hour and 30 minutes, then you get a lot out of it, and if Pat Riley wanted me to practice 4 hours and he was paying me what he was paying them boys, I'd be out there diving on the ground for 4 straight hours. So if you're going to tell me you're going to give me $1 million, and I'm not even saying what they make, but if you give me $1 million, I'm on it. I'm diving anywhere you want for as long as you want. But, these young men, I think they just sometimes I just don't feel – and some guys are different. Some guys can do it, but I just don't feel as a group you can keep a team's attention span, especially some young college kids, attention span that long, and still get out of it what you can get out of it if you keep it competitive and you keep it moving and you keep it fresh. And so, I also feel like later on you can keep those groups and keep those things tight too, about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, so they understand what they're getting. So at the end of the day, they're still getting their work in, but we're giving them it's a little bit different than just sitting there. And sometimes in practice, guys are just sitting watching the other guys who you're trying to get ready for the game, and they're still not getting you won't be able to see those bench players create as they get better.
And I think you made a great point about, playing some young men who really show you something in doing the preseason here and in season here in the Big Sky, because in that Big Sky tournament, you got to play days in a row. So having depth on night 2 and night 3, when your legs are kind of dead and tired, man, having guys you can go to that's 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11th guy you can trust and depend on to execute, buy you some minutes here for your main guys is very key this time of year, knowing that tournament has been a one big league where it's all or nothing.
It's big, and you never know. Somebody gets hurt, foul trouble, sick. You never know what's going to happen in those 3 games. You got to be your best for those 3 games. And if not, you could be, I tell the guys all the time, you lose a game here and there, that's fine. Right now, you can go 30-0, 31-0 and get into the Big Sky and lose that first round. Season's over, bring it in. Cancun, as they say, and so it's curtains. But if you're playing your best basketball and you got depth and you got guys who are confident, you got guys who are ready when their number's called, no matter what's happening, you have a chance to win it. And that's the whole thing. And that's, we're not like, one of them Power 5 schools where they get 12, where they get 6 to 7 to 8 teams in for, having a 17-17 record, but they did cool in league. We don't get that, we need to be playing our best basketball at the end of the season for those 3 games in March. It's great to win the conference championship. That's a great carrot. That's a great goal to have. But the real goal is you want to go to the NCAA tournament and make some noise and play your best basketball and see where the chips may lie. And that's something that the players, coaches, fans, alumni, people don't forget that. Our school's been to the tournament 2 times in their whole existence. So that's number 3. And so those things, those we don't look those things lightly. We try doing everything our best to get there. And if you have that opportunity and you feel like you have the better team, you got to be playing your best basketball, and the guys got to be believing, and you got to have guys ready. And when you do it like that and you have them ready and they come out there and they perform, you have a chance. And the last 2 years we've been in the conference championship game, and we lost both times. And, I felt we had shots to win it, but we didn't. Montana went ahead and beat us both times. And, it makes it a little fun rivalry here and there, but, it ain't a rivalry till you can beat them. And so,
exactly.
You're hoping you get that same opportunity, and you just got to keep grinding for that time. And I think our guys they'll perform, and they're excited for the challenge. And losing a game here or there, we're a game behind Montana right now. Speaking of Montana, in our league right now for first place in the conference, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a wild conference tournament. So we're looking forward to that. And I think all the fans will get their money's worth if they come out there and check us out in Boise.
Yeah, I was cheering for you guys on those 2 games. I watched them on TV. I was cheering for you, too. And I know Coach DeGay was come on the show, but I was definitely cheering for you. You said it was your time to shine. I was definitely cheering for you.
We needed it, boy. We had some good teams, man. Last year, we hit the injury bug last year, and we were playing without one of our better players, but we had other guys step up. And this year we haven't been injured. We've had some injuries, but not that are going to sit anybody out. And when you could play with guys that you expected to play and you're ready to go, then it really changes a lot. And so game to game last year, we had something crazy like 16, 17 different starting lineups. This year we've had 4 guys start every single game, and 1 guy got injured early in the season, but he's primarily been a starter. And so when you have that continuity, I think you give yourself a chance, especially towards the end of that year.
Well, Coach, you got Sacramento State coming up here. That's their next game. So what are you saying for those guys on the film as you get ready to play them this week here?
They're tough, man. They're a tough crew. They play the game a lot different than what you're seeing. What teams are trying to do now with space and pace and playing with a lot of speed. They really do a good job of slowing teams down. They keep teams down in the 50s. They're one of the best teams in the country at points per game. They hold teams to under like 56 points per game, which is top 4 in the country. And then on the flip side, we're one of the top scoring teams in the country. I think we're 4th or 5th. And so you got two teams that play two totally different styles of basketball going against each other. And at their place, we average 82 points a game, and at their place, they held us to 59, but we won. We won 59-52. So we played in their pace, how they play. And so we're hoping that we can come up to our place and speed the game up a little bit, play a little bit faster, up tempo, and make them, play with us. But they're a good team. They're well coached by Coach Katz. He does a very good job with his team. He always has them prepared. So it's going to be a fun game. We have two really good games that, this weekend that we have to win. They're must wins for us if we want to even have it whip at the conference championship, league championship right now. And so we got to do what we're supposed to do and handle business at home, which you should. But again, you got a team that came in here last year and beat us at our place. And then you got NAU who's doing a really good job, and they're coming in on Saturday. And that's going to be another challenge for us because they're a very good offensive team and they do a great job defensively. So, we got to be able to play two different styles heading into this week.
For our listeners here, I got one more for you, coaches. Tell our listeners about your big three of Mason, Jacob, and Kim. Those guys are your three world beaters that lead your team right now. Two of them almost have double-doubles. One's averaging double-double. One's very close to it. So talk about those three young men, Mason, Kim, and Jacob, what they mean to your roster, your big three at Eastern Washington.
Yeah, so we got three guys that can really go. And, Kim Aiken, he's a sophomore, and he's averaging a double-double this year. He's doing a lot of things that he's getting some looks. He made some draft boards, and some guys are really looking at him. And, you make draft boards nowadays, I think it's something that guys really love. You hear about it a lot. And so, he's doing a great job of defending. He's probably our best on-ball defender. He can guard any position. He's about 6'6", 6'7", so he can guard any position for us. We have him guard the 1 through the 5. It doesn't matter. Usually the other team's best player, we have him defended. But he's he's a sharpshooter. He could defend. He's just a tough kid. And so he's only a sophomore. Then our leading scorer, Jacob Davison, he's a big-time scorer. Again, he had 30 again against Portland State. He had 34 the night before. I mean, he's a big-time scorer. He could do it all and score on all different levels, a lot of coaches say the mid-range jump shot, and they don't like that kind of stuff. I like it. And, if you watch any NBA basketball, if you watch any college games, when a guy goes to win the game, he's usually shooting a mid-range jump shot or he's shooting a floater in that area. And so when people say the mid-range jumper is dead, I don't believe it. This young man could score on all three levels. And, he hit multiple mid-range jump shots the night before to really put the game away for us. But he's also a great three-point shooter, so he's doing well there. And then Mason, our big guy, he's a senior captain. He's our leader. He does everything you ask for him. He's probably one of the smartest basketball players I've been around a long time, especially at that position, doing everything he can. He's like our Urlacher. We call him our middle linebacker because he does everything for us. He talks on defense. He talks on offense. He leads. He's also married. He was married since he was 18. So his maturity is through the roof. He's more mature than some of our coaches. And so when you got that kind of maturity from a guy like that, and, he had a game this year where he had 54 points. It was against a non-D1, but it was a big scoring game for him. And he's as the last 6-7 games, he's averaging 20 points and about 12 rebounds and 3 blocks and 5 assists. So he's playing really well. And, he does a good job. He doesn't have to score to really attribute to our games or wins or anything like that, but he does. And, he's shooting about in those last 6-7 games, he's shooting about 60%, and he's shooting about, 40 from 3. So he's doing it all for us. And so you got those three guys, and then obviously you got the supporting cast around them that are really good, that are just budding stars. They're going to be really good themselves. And they're understanding their roles right now. They're understanding when their number's called, they need to be ready, and they're understanding that. And so when you got some young guys, and Mason's really the only senior who's playing for us. So if you look at that and you look at the future, the future's really bright for Eastern Washington because all these young guys we got, all these guys that gain experience as freshmen, and we're still winning. I mean, we're 17-8, with the non-conference we have and those types of things. When you see that, it's like, man, Eastern's got it rolling right now, and you got some good young talent there, and you got some kids coming in that are really good. And so you got those three guys. Mason's going to leave. Someone's going to step into his shoes. He's got some big shoes to fill, but I feel we got a young man who's a sophomore this year who could definitely step into those shoes and play the same way and maybe be better offensively and not defensively, but offensively right away because he's got so much talent and touch. And so as you just keep going through and you're looking at our roster, I mean, one senior, two juniors, everybody else are freshmen and sophomores, and I'm feeling really good about the future and where we're headed with Eastern Washington.
Well, Coach, I'm going to definitely keep an eye on you. Of course, I'm going to keep an eye on you guys, man. I'll be cheering for you in the Big Sky. I hope you all catch Montana and get the job done in time in Boise, Coach. I want you to make it to the big dance, man. I want you to get the third one for Eastern. I want you to do it, man.
We trying, man. We're trying to get that trilogy, baby. Any way we can get it, we're trying to go get it, man. And I know you got Coach Romar in here next. Make sure you tell him hello for me because he's one of the best coaches to do it, man. One of the best men I've been around, as a young man. And he's somebody that, I looked up to as a player and as a coach, man. He does it all. He does it well, and he's one of the most well-respected coaches I know. So you got to make sure you tell him hello for me.
I'll do that, Coach. Hey, Coach Legans, anytime, brother. We'll have a hope talk to you again in March, man. We can make it to the big dance, buddy.
Man, I hope I'm talking to you because that means we made it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach, have a good one. Talk to you real soon, brother.
All right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, Shantay Legans on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Album is available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today, True Speech and 313 Fresh, Family Grind ENT. Believe in it, get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.